What's up, everybody? Justin here, back with a new part 3 Year in Wrestling Reloaded 1996 part 3. I'm not going to talk about any pay-per-views and review them because I already did that in my Year in Wrestling original shows. Check out my Year in Wrestling playlist. I reviewed all the pay-per-views. So I'm going to just review ECW Super shows that were monthly events that they released on video. And I'll review some Clash of Champions from 96 that I don't remember if I reviewed Clash of Champions for 96 in my original Year in Wrestling shows. I'm pretty sure I reviewed every pay-per-view from the 90s up to like 2015 or whatever I did. But that was like, I think 2016. I started my YouTube wrestling videos. So I'm pretty 99% sure I reviewed every pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure of that. So not pay-per-views, just ECW super shows that were released on video. And some Clash of Champions. Let's start with the Clash of Champions from January 23rd, 96. Clash of Champions 32. 32 took place from Vegas, from some Caesar's Palace, some in Paradise, Nevada, wherever the hell that is. So up first we had Lord Steven Regal. It was a dark match. Yeah, it was a dark match. Lord Steven Regal defeated Chris Benoit. That would have been really good if it was on the Clash of Champions. They always had great matches. The Public Enemy defeated the Nasty Boy. Never mind. Public Enemy and the Nasty Boys had a double disqualification. That was a mess. It was only 4 minutes. Up next we had Dean Malenko defeat Alex Wright. 5 minutes, 31 seconds. Then we had Brian Pillman defeat Eddie Guerrero. For some reason, I don't know if Brian Pillman was messed up on something. He must have been, because he started taking Bobby Heenan's jacket off of him like he was trying to steal it or wear it. And Bobby Heenan got legit pissed. He's either scared or really pissed because he started cursing on commentary. I don't remember what he said, but Pillman started like messing with Bobby Heenan, taking his jacket off. Bobby Heenan got pissed, and he deserved to. I don't remember what he said. He was like, probably said, "What the fuck are you doing? What's going on here?" Poor Bobby Heenan. He was still really good in WCW on commentary, but by 99, I don't think he cared. And he was probably embarrassed to be working for that company. So, Brian Pillman defeated Eddie Guerrero. It should have been really good, but it wasn't. It was pretty short. Up next, we had the tag team titles on the line. Sting and Lex Luger, tag champs, defeated the Blue Bloods, Lord Steven Regal and Bobby Eaton, who was called Robert Eaton. Up next, we had Conan defeat Psychosis by submission. Another short 5-minute matchup. The tag titles was only 7 minutes, 46 seconds. That's not enough time for a tag title match. Up next, we had what was, I believe, the main event, or maybe it wasn't. I think it was, or Yeah, the next match was another dark match. So the main event was Ric Flair and the Giant with Jimmy Hart defeated Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. And Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage were with, I believe, a returning Miss Elizabeth. Maybe she returned at the end of 95. I don't remember. But I know she's around in 96. And my God, she still looked damn good. And really attractive. In 96, 97, 98, she looked damn good. Even 2000, she still looked good. So Miss Elizabeth and Kevin Green, the football player, were with Hogan and Savage in their corners. And Ric Flair had Jimmy Hart with him and the Giant. And Ric Flair and the Giant actually defeated Hogan and Savage. So the final dark match was a one-man gang U.S. champion. That was weird that he was ever U.S. champion. I don't know why they brought him in. That was odd. Maybe Hogan got him a job. I don't know. I believe Hogan did get one-man gang a job. Because why was he brought in? I like one-man gang. The guy was really intimidating as hell in the 80s. Looked like a badass. Looked scary. Guy was like 6'8". The guy was tall. And he's fucking big. He's big, he's fat, but he was still fucking big and strong. Had a mohawk, had tattoos on his side of his head. Looked like a fucking badass. But in 95, I don't think any of the fans in WCW even knew who One Man Gang was. I think they forgot or they didn't care because he was never in their company before. He was in Mid-South, UWF, World Class, WWF, was never in NWA. I think he was in Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, but that was like 81, 82, 83. He wasn't part of NWA or WCW until 95. One Man Gang defending the U.S. title defeated Disco Inferno. Good, because Disco sucked. The best thing about Disco Inferno, I will say, was his theme. That was pretty good and funny. It was catchy. It can get stuck in your head if you hear it. So that was Clash of Champions from January 96. Let's go to the next Clash of Champions in August 15th, 96. This was when WCW was on fire. Drawing really good crowds, really good houses, big crowds of their pay-per-view sellouts to Nitros. In August 96, WCW was on fire. The NWO just started. It was like a month or two old. And my God, 97, they sold out just about everywhere. And WCW was hot in 97 too. 98 they still were, but I would say the crowds just went away in 99. So, Clash of Champions 33, August 15th, 96, from Denver, Colorado. Ric Flair was U.S. champion at the time. So, the main event, Flair and Hogan, it was champion versus champion. So up first, we had Rey Mysterio Jr., the Cruiserweight Champion, defending against Dean Malenko. He defeated Dean Malenko. I'm sure it's very good. I haven't watched this Clash in like 2 to 3 years, I think. Like 3-4 years ago. Maybe 2 years ago. I don't remember. But I did watch it again on the network. Up next, we had VK Wall Street, who was IRS, who was also Mike Rotundo, who was also Captain Mike Rotundo, the guy had a million different gimmick names. VK Wall Street, he was also... Who the hell was he after VK Wall Street? I don't remember, but he had a lot of different names for characters. VK Wall Street defeated Jim Duggan, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Match is only 3 minutes. Good God, I'm sure it was awful. Both guys good workers, but nobody cared to see them go at it on a Clash. No. Maybe a Saturday night, not a Clash. VK Wall Street, IRS against Hacksaw Jim Duggan. In my opinion, that is a match that should have been only on Saturday night, not a Clash or pay-per-view. Thank God they never put it on a pay-per-view, because that would have been shit. And boring. And it was boring at the Clash. It was only 3 minutes. So, up next we had Conan defeat the Ultimo Dragon. That was good. At least it was 10 minutes. Up next we had Medusa defeat Bull Nakano. Yes. Bull Nakano actually showed up in WCW a little bit. Not much. But Medusa defeated Bull Nakano when WCW was trying to start a women's division. But they never hired more than like 4 to 5 women at once that could wrestle. And Bull Nakano, I think in like I don't know when she got skinnier. She used to be a bigger woman in the 90s. I think like 2014 or 16 or 17. She appeared at some wrestling show. She might have wrestled or she just did a run-in. I don't know, but Bull Nakano lost a lot of weight. And she looked damn good. Really attractive woman. I think she's in her 40s. I don't know. I could check her age. There's another picture of her from 2011. She's really skinny. And yes, in the 90s, I will say she's a little bit overweight. But she could still wrestle and go, and she never got blown up. There's only one picture of her on Wikipedia. And it's all blurry. Trust me, look up Bull Nakano. She got skinny and she looks good. She's 52 years old. I'm sure she still looks great, and I would. Yes, I would. I don't care if she's 50 or 52. She still looks good to me. So, Bull Nakano, 52 years old. I thought she's like 48. So I gotta go all the way back to this Clash from August 96. Give me a second here. Alright, I'm back. Think it's recording. Anyways, I couldn't see the fucking time if it was recording. So, Bull Nakano defeated by Medusa. It was only 3 minutes. Sad. Should have been longer. Because both those women had great matches in WWF and Japan. I think they only had one match in WCW at the Clash in 96, but it was good. Maybe they had more. They might add another one at Hog Wild or Saturday nights. I don't know. Maybe even Nitros. Up next, we had Eddie Guerrero for the Battle Bowl Championship ring. DDP was the Battle Bowl champion because he won Battle Bowl in 96 at Slamboree. Eddie Guerrero defeats DDP. Up next, we had and I think Chavo interfered. That's how Eddie got the victory. Up next, we had the Giant with Jimmy Hart defeat Chris Benoit with Woman and Miss Elizabeth. It was Dungeon of Doom, the Giant against the Horsemen's Chris Benoit. And the Giant should have won. Because, oh my God, it only went 25 seconds. That's shocking. Must have just chokeslammed Benoit and squashed him. Harlem Heat up next. This was pretty good. Triple threat for the WCW tag team titles. And in 96, not many companies were doing triple threats. Not even ECW. They were doing 4-ways and 6-man tags, but not triple threats, really. And yes, ECW, in my opinion, is the first company to do the 3-way dance, the triple threat. They did it in 94 at the night the line was crossed. And WCW tried to steal it in 94 and 95. But WWF, WCW in 96, they hardly did any triple threat matches or 4-ways. But at Clash 33, they did a triple threat for the tag title. It's Harlem Heat defending with Sensational Sherry. And I don't know why Colonel Parker was with him. Because he was in a love storyline with Sherry. They were always holding each other and making out. It was weird. I don't get why they put them together. I guess because they had nothing for Colonel Parker to do, and they had to pay the guy, so they were probably like, just go out there with Sherry and act like you're in love with her. So Harlem Heat defeated the Steiners. No, it was a no contest. So I guess a double DQ. Harlem Heat retained against the Steiners and Sting and Lex Luger in a no contest. Main event time. Ric Flair with Woman and Miss Elizabeth. Ric Flair got a huge fucking pop. He was the leader of the Horsemen still. And it was 4 Horsemen in WCW against the NWO. Ric Flair against Hollywood Hogan for the WCW World title. It was pretty short, 10 minutes. But it was still entertaining. It was a good Flair. It was a basic Flair-Hogan matchup. And Ric Flair won by disqualification. A very rare victory over Hogan from Flair. I think he only defeated him like twice in his whole career. And they've had like at least 12 matches on TV or more. And I think Flair only won twice. Sad, but true. As Flair said, I think in the WWE 24, yeah, I won 16 world titles, 16 matches, but I lost about 7,000. So Flair, I don't think ever said no to doing the job. So that was the 2 Clash of Champions from 96 I just reviewed. Now I'm going to review ECW's Hardcore Heaven 96. Took place June 22nd, 96 from the ECW Arena. When I get to the Taz matchup, I'll tell you a funny story about that. So up first we had Shane Douglas defeat Mikey Whipwreck. It was pretty good, 11 minutes. Up next we had a tag matchup. Full-blooded Italians, JT Smith and Little Guido with Salvatore Bellomo. Sadly, I believe he passed away this year, I think. Maybe not this year. I think he passed away, though. When did he pass? Maybe he did pass. He passed away in 2019. Did Salvatore Bellomo passed away in 2019? He was 67. He was a job guy in the 80s, mostly in WWF. He was pretty well liked, but he never won. And he also was in the early days of ECW in 93. In 94 was Salvatore Bellomo. So rest in peace, Salvatore. So Salvatore Bellomo is with the FBI. This was J.T. Smith, a black guy, with Little Guido, an Italian. That was pretty hilarious that J.T. Smith came out with Little Guido, said, "This is my cousin, my Italian cousin. We're family." Kissed him on the cheek. That was hilarious, funny stuff. Later on, Little Guido would team with Tracy Smothers and Tommy Rich, and then he'd team with Tony Mamaluke. They were the best FBI, in my opinion, in 2000. So, full-blood Italians, J.T. Smith, Little Guido defeated the Dudleys. This was before the Dudleys were badasses and winning tag titles. They defeated Big Dick Dudley, Bubba Ray Dudley. They were with Chubby Dudley, Sign Guy Dudley, Dances with Dudley. FBI won by disqualification. I don't remember ECW having any disqualifications, but I guess they did. But it was rare, very rare. That's what I loved about ECW. During all their matches, they didn't do countouts or DQs. There was always a winner, mostly. Up next for the ECW World Title. Or before that, this is a great, funny story. To me, it's a dirty story, but it's funny. It's not a story for kids, but my videos are not made for kids. So Taz took on, for a UFC fighter in 96 and 95, Paul Varlins. He was in the UFC. He had a little bit of success in the early UFCs, like UFC, I would say 4 to like UFC 12 or something. He was around, maybe. So Paul Varlins was a tall guy, not really muscular, just tall. And he looked kind of tough. Taz took on UFC fighter Paul Varlins. Taz defeated him quick by submission, put on the Taz mission. Paul Varlins tapped, or the ref said he tapped. Well, here's a funny story, how they got Paul Varlins in ECW, how they got him, probably Paul Heyman, how they got him the job to Taz, because he didn't want to do it, but he agreed to come in, lose to Taz. Taz was being built up as a badass, unstoppable suplex machine fucking monster. Paul Heyman was booking him as a monster. Even though he's short, I think he's 5'8". That's not that short. I'm 5'8". But, yeah. Taz was being built up great in 96 and 97 and 98 and 99. But Taz took on UFC fighter Paul Varlins, and the only way they got Paul Varlins to agree to job is, this is what I heard, he got head from Missy Hyatt. Missy Hyatt was working ECW in 96 for a couple months. Maybe she's paid well to give Paul Varlins head. Maybe she'll deny it if she was ever asked in a shoot interview. I don't think she has been asked. But that's the story I heard. That Missy Hyatt, another wrestler said it. I heard it from a wrestler on a shoot interview, said Missy Hyatt gave Paul Varlins head. That's why he lost to Taz, because he got head from Missy Hyatt. So I think that's a pretty funny story. So I hope you enjoyed that story. If you were offended, I don't care. Then don't watch my channel if you get offended. So, that's just, to me, it's hilarious. Paul Varlins got head from Missy Hyatt, so that's the only way he agreed to lose to Taz. Up next for the ECW World Title, Raven defending with Stevie Richards, Supernova, and Blue Mini defeated Terry Bam Bam Gordy. The Eliminators for the ECW Tag Team titles. The Eliminators defeated the Gangsters. It was a no contest. So I guess it was a wild brawl that won't end. Up next, excuse me while I belch. They're almost throw up. Up next for the ECW, the winning team gets I don't get this. Another tag title match. The Eliminators took on the Bruise Brothers.